Let's go. Let's go. Join. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. We built it. We grind it. That's right, man. We ride it. We cruising. We cruising. Yeah. We built it. We grind it. That's right. Let's go. We ride it. Yeah. We cruising. Yeah. We cruising. We grind it.
My name is Sterling Thomas. I am from Willard, Missouri, and this is my 1993 Buick Roadmaster estate wagon. As a kid, my mother had a 96 Mitsubishi Montero, dark blue, greenish, four-wheel drive. I thought it was pretty cool, so that was probably one of the first vehicles that inspired me to get into cars.
With that vehicle, like, what did you like about that one, the Montero?
It had the 90s cloth seats in it that had the little decoration designs on etchings in the seat.
Okay, so one of the things that you liked about the vehicles early off is the cloth seats, pretty much 90s style cloth seats and stuff like that. Kind of like that. Okay, so now growing up as a kid, let's fast forward to about 16 years old. What was your first car?
My first car was a 1998 Toyota Camry with the little four-cylinder automatic, just a get-around car pretty much.
Did you acquire that car just because it was cheap, or did you like it? Was there something about it?
It was bought cheap. It was acquired through a close former relative of ours.
So at the time, like, did you have another vehicle you liked, even though you got that one through a relative and stuff, but you wanted something else?
Yes. So as I was 16, 17 years old driving that car, driving by all the other cars on the road, I was like, man, I really would like that. And the more temptation as the years go on, I wanted something more better.
What was it that you wanted? What did you have your eye on?
I'm not too sure.
Not too sure. But just something better than the old vehicle you're driving.
Yes.
Okay, so now what else did you have before you had the vehicle behind you? And we'll come to that here later. Did you go through any other vehicles?
I've had probably about 10 cars prior to the Buick Roadmaster. From Nissan to Ford. I had a GMC S10 from '89, little 5-speed 4-cylinder. Actually, no, it was a V6.
V6. And what did you like about that? I mean, did you like it was a 4-wheel drive? You said, right?
No, that one was two-wheel drive, 2.8 Iron Duke, 5-speed. Was lowered about 2-3 drop on 90s Eagle alloy wheels.
Oh, okay.
So it was like an old school
street rod, pretty much.
Street rod. It had a two-tone gray exterior, cloth interior, immaculate, and then it slowly got parted out years later by someone different.
Okay. And you traded that off or sell it? What was your next step after that? Don't go to this car yet, if you do, because we're going to get there. But yeah, tell me what's next.
So I traded that for a 2007 Ford Ranger, which I drove over the course of the winter a few years ago. Did not have any heat, so I was man enough to go in the freezing cold to drive this truck because the heat would not come on at all when it snowed.
I think we've all had like a vehicle like that one or twice.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
So before we get to anything else we're going through, to me it seems like so far you're just interested in trucks, like so far.
Yeah, I was interested in trucks for a short period of time about 3 years ago. So it ended up being from that 89, then I had a 2001 Ford Ranger, then a 2007 Ford Ranger. Both of those Rangers were both white extended cabs, and they were both step sides, both 3-liter V6s.
That's pretty cool. And then so after those, we're going step by step before we get here. How many more vehicles did you have before?
I had a 2013 Honda Accent. I mean, it was just like wasn't anything.
Any of those like your really favorite that stood out before this one? Any of the ones that you've owned, the old Fords?
I mean, the one that I wish I would have kept longer was the 89 S10.
89 S10?
And that was the one I got for the 07.
Gotcha.
But things happen.
Things happen when we move forward. So with it being now you can tell us, like, before you get this car, you've liked trucks for a while and stuff. Because it's not the same as a truck behind you, this vehicle, you know? And this type of vehicle behind you is basically not a lot of people's favorites, but some of them there is a crowd for this. I've seen the crowd before that. I've also seen, I believe there's another YouTuber, Sleeper Dude, that has the same model. I'm not too sure, but I think he does.
Steve Morris?
Steve Morris? No, his name's Sleeper Dude.
Oh, not Sleeper Dude. There's a guy named Steve Morris. He's got that on like 1,800 horsepower.
And he's on YouTube too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've not seen that. Sleeper Dude got one kind of like this, and they tinted up the windows, and I think it's a dark color. It's not the wood grain, but it's just a dark color. And they take trips on that stuff too. It's pretty neat how they fixed it up and made it look really nice inside. So let's go to your mindset at all. Did you have a mindset of thinking, I like that car, or where did you see a car or something, or just something that might have, like, let's lead you into this direction of this, and we'll tell the story here in just a second, but did anything out there get you to start liking these in that direction is what I'm trying to say. Okay,
so in 2013 I moved to Willard, and then we had some neighbors that had about 2 or 3 of these cars. One of them it was all dark cherry without the wood, Buick 455 on a built 700 R4. I thought that was my favorite, and then they had the 2 other Woody wagons. One was white, which a buddy in town actually owns now. So I would say that my neighbors pretty much inspired me to get one of these after seeing them do their cool stuff with theirs.
Did you ride around in those?
I did not get to. It's all right, but it was still cool to see and look at the inside and the motor and stuff performance-wise.
Did they keep it all clean, or did they like do a sound system in there? I mean, did they do anything?
So they were muscle car guys. They took it on Hot Rod Power Tour in 2017. So it was like one of those deals. So built modified cars is what they
like a sleeper in a way.
It was a sleeper. You could say that.
Okay. So that led you into the world of these vehicles here. Go ahead and start into the story of how this one became a part and why this one that you chose.
So,
or it chose you, one of the two.
Could I mention the other Buick that I had, like this? So I had another, another Buick before this one. So probably about 2 years ago, before this Buick here, I had a 2006 Buick Lucerne. It was kind of like the cheaper version of a Cadillac, but it was still like a Cadillac to me. So I drove that over the course of the 1.5 years, and then the transmission slowly started to give out, and so I was in search of another car. And about this time last year, late March, around Easter, I was looking through Facebook Marketplace and saw this car in Halltown, Missouri for a really good price. An older couple owned it, which I ended up being really good friends with now to this day. They've taken really good care of it, and I ended up getting it and now taking care of it too.
So did they sold it to you, or they give it to you?
They sold it to me for a low amount.
Good price, pretty much.
Good price.
And it came from a good family that took care of it and everything. And
yes, sir.
You noticed it how it was well taken care of. So it's an opportunity to get, hey, good price, good looking car, well taken care of, well maintained. So now it's going to be mine.
Right.
And so now it's your baby. Do you have a name for her?
I haven't had a name for it yet. I've had it for almost a year now, and I have not found a name for it. I've had some names, but they just didn't seem like
nothing. You want to let the people in the comments if they got a name to post a name?
Yes, if you guys have any names for a dark cherry metallic Buick, please let me know.
All right, so now let's talk about the no-name beauty you got.
1993 Buick Roadmaster station wagon, estate wagon.
And it's like a V6, correct?
It's a V8.
V8?
It is the small block Chevy Gen 1 TBI. It was the year before they started making the LT1s, which was in 94.
And we'll check all that under the hood and everything like that here in a little bit. So tell me, what's your favorite feature on it? Is it the outside of it, how it's curved and stuff like that long?
So these generations of Buicks, they call them the B bodies. So it's from Caprices, Impala SSs, these Buick wagons. Oldsmobile also made wagon versions too. My favorite feature about the car is probably the wood paneling. It's not real wood, it's the vinyl wood, since they did away with the real wood back since the 50s. Also, this car has probably one of the best interiors I've seen so far, with the red interior, no rips or stains. Just very, very clean.
And where have you taken this car? Trips? You've taken it on trips? Like, where have you gone? Have you slept in it?
Yes. So last year in May, I took this car to California, up in Yosemite, California, the Central Valley area in Northern California. And I had stayed and lived there for the next 6 months while working for the National Park Service. I've also taken it down to the Mammoth Lakes area, which is a few hours away from where I was staying up there. It's also been to Las Vegas one time last year, and it's going to be going again this year for a car show.
So that's pretty good. It's made a long trip out there like that. So you probably pulled over somewhere and then just crashed on your way down there and stuff, right?
Yeah, I typically look for free campgrounds because the national parks and the agriculture department has free campgrounds all throughout the United States. So you don't have to pay to get in or pay to camp. You can just sign a waiver and you're there on a short contract, and when the contract ends, you got to go, though.
That's pretty cool, though. That saves you money on like hotels and stuff, more for gas and food kind of going there.
Yes, so when leaving California, I went the south route through Arizona and stayed the night in Lake Havasu, Arizona at Craggy Wash Campground overnight. And then the next morning I went over to the lake and hung out, and then headed on home through New Mexico and Texas, stayed the night in Amarillo, saw Cadillac Ranch.
So you got to experience a real good road trip, and
Yes.
And all that stuff, and your baby over there too and stuff. Do you do a lot of work on it yourself, or do you take it to shops, make sure it's in good shape? I mean, or a little bit of both, kind of thing.
I'm open to both. I am somewhat mechanically inclined. I do have some automotive knowledge. However, the more extensive work I will have somebody else do. More of the minor stuff like the thermostat gaskets or the brakes, tires, rotors, stuff like that I could tackle myself. But more of the in-depth motor work and transmission work, I will have someone else professionally take care of it.
So you basically keep it maintained so you can do those long trips and have fun like that and hope to keep her running for a very long time. Do you have plans for the future?
Plans for the future this year, and about October 17th, I will be eventually taking this back out to Las Vegas for the West Coast Gathering event, which would be the 20th event this year. It's a 3-day event. They do, the car show. They have raffles, little outdoor games. They are in the works of trying to bring John Moss, which is the designer of the B-Body and General Motors, to the event this year. So that will be really fun to see him out there.
I've seen some of the celebs or people who design cars come out there and sign them. You want him to sign yours?
Yes, if I could get John Moss to sign this wagon, I would really, really appreciate it.
That'd be cool. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
And it'd be like a thing to keep forever then, after that.
I plan on keeping this up until the day I die.
That's good. So tell me, since you go to car shows, say like, you go to any of the car shows around the local area too?
Yes, I do.
Like that. What are some of the things people talk about your car, or say about your car? Like that's different, or why is that? I mean, like
more. So I have a lot of compliments along the way of more older people, about 40, 50, maybe 60 years old, and they talk about their family owning a few of those and how them as a kid would be going on road trips in wagons like these, stuff like that.
Do you have any like specific questions they ask you about this car when they come up there? Like a story you want to tell them? Like anybody that's listening that they ask questions about this vehicle, can you answer some of those?
So the main question that people ask me is, does it have a third row seat? And it does. So the third row seat is in the back, and it faces the opposite way. So instead of facing all frontward, that third row faces the opposite direction, and that back glass can open so you can get airflow in the back and just hang out.
Have you ever ridden back there yourself?
I have not.
Not yet?
It is all leather though.
It's all leather. We'll check that out here in a little bit too. Going to Sleeper Dude real quick too. He did that too when they were getting hot in the background, or in the back seat back there. He like rigged up a air conditioning hose that goes all the way from the ceiling to the back to help give air conditioning back there.
Yeah, I've slept in this car a few times. It could fit a queen mattress in there. However, I don't have a queen mattress, so I put a twin air mattress in there and stayed there. Without the air mattress, sleeping on the bare paneling is it's pretty rough. So some of the special features on this car is it's got the stationary moonroof. Also with that moonroof, it's got two blinds that you could stroll over the moonroof, so it kind of has a shade on the inside, so it's not just blazing heat and light into the car. So it kind of has a little shade in there.
So it's got like a shade that goes along the roof part, or is it like
so
down around like home shades?
It's a track bar thing. It's a double roller shader, and you just pull those over the moonroof, and you just clip them on.
And we'll check that out here in a little bit too. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Now looking at it back there, I see the sunroof. What's the next part below that? Is like the luggage rack, or is that where you put your luggage or something?
So behind the moonroof is the luggage rack. It has the factory chrome luggage rack. I'm not really sure what they use it for, but I have not used it.
I've not used it or nothing like that.
But it's got currently the aftermarket Rhino rack bars.
Okay.
Bar mounts. So when I first bought this car, it was running and driving, only needed to replace an EGR valve and spark plugs and wires, and it ran fine after that. Then while driving to California to go live out there for the 6 months, the only hiccup was a driver window switch, master switch. The driver window toggle had broken off, so I couldn't roll up my window. So I had to go to the nearest auto parts store in Denver, Colorado, where I stayed the night, and had to go replace it in their parking lot before a big storm came. And I was lucky to get out of that.
Is it pretty simple to find parts for this still, or do you have to search the junkyards? Or
so parts were discontinued on these all B-body platforms in 2007. So anytime since then, there's been some scarcity in parts around here and around the country. I have met several aftermarket parts guys that do still sell B-body parts. They probably acquire them from other cars, and then they clean them up, refurbish them, and sell them for people like me who need parts.
Which is still good because you want to keep this thing on the road.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to do to it in the future?
In the future, I have plans for a 383 stroker on a built 700 R4. It's still in process of being built. It probably won't be done though until early next year.
So you don't want to keep it technically all original. You kind of want to do a little sleeperness to it too.
Yes, I would like to keep it a sleeper and some original. Originality is great, but I will still keep some things original, just not the motor.
Gotcha.
And stuff. All right, let's go check out what's under the hood.
All right, go ahead and just tell me about it.
Okay, it's a small block Chevy, Gen 1, factory TBI. It's not carbureted because it's the TBI. It's got the 14x3 air cleaner, and then under the air cleaner is got the 1-inch Sport machine spacer. And then it's also on four degrees of timing advancement. Other than that, it's pretty much factory. It's
pretty clean in here.
It's got the aftermarket oil breather. Yeah, but mostly original on the front.
That's pretty good. Even underneath it looks pretty good too. All that, all original, not ripped or anything.
And this is converted. It used to have a kind of a short ram tunnel system that used to be ran from right here, and it would be flat with the STP air filter right here. So since it was kind of restrictive though, I ended up getting a high flow filter for it.
That's pretty cool. We'll hear it run here in a minute. But let's check out the rear. Before we go to inside, let's go check out your rear end.
All right. So the rear, it's the posi track, so both wheels spin at the same time. Haven't got stuck in it yet. I have been in some muddy areas, and it has been.
So it does have posi.
It does.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I've had a lot of good traction lately with it.
So yeah, that definitely helps with on your trips and stuff.
Yes.
Roadmaster, State Wagon. Okay, let's see the back here, the back hatch. Okay, so we lost audio in this part here, but we're going to talk about the back of his car. Sterling, can you tell us?
Yes, so it's a station wagon hatchback. So you got to lift the back glass up, and then you can fold it down like that. And then I like to call it the Jeep style because it opens up sideways also.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so you can do two parts thing. You can set it down just like that. So if you wanted to go to a movie or something like that with this little lever here, and you can enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
What about the carpet here?
So the carpet was removed. Got some spill stains on there, so it got cut out. I was thinking on cutting out a piece of carpet out just to lay in there, but I might just go to an upholstery guy and get it all redone to get it sewn on from the edges over there.
Did you want to go like factory in there, or do you want to just go that way?
Yes, I'm going to try to go factory, dark cherry metallic, or a similar red to that.
Okay, and then that way it can all match and look pretty nice in here with the nice back seats you got going on here.
Yes.
And then over in the corner here, what's this?
This is a secret compartment. To open it, kind of you got to put a key in there, and you turn it, open it. It's some storage in there. You could throw toiletry essentials and off-road stuff, whatever you want. And then those are extra storage rooms. There's some cup holders up there and some items that you can set up there and stuff.
I see you got speakers right next to it too. So again, it'll be a great movie theater kind of place. If you just backed up there, you got your food over there in storage. You got your seats back there. You got your speakers for surround sound. I bet that was pretty cool to have that all set up so you can enjoy a nice outside movie theater.
Oh yeah, the passengers will love it.
And then how you pull this right here?
So yeah, there's a third seat lever release to open and close the third row, and then it folds back down, and then it's got the big flat cargo space over there.
So how long do you think that is? Like what, about 7 foot, 8 foot?
About 7-8 feet. I can lay in there straight across, and then my feet can touch the back.
So you put like a big mattress back there sometimes when you stay, and kind of fits it all back in there, right?
Yes, I fit a twin air mattress in there, but I was told it can fit a queen mattress in there.
Okay. Now, Well, that's pretty good. It's got a lot of room back there, a lot of space that you can pretty much go on your trips. You can just store everything in there. You can sleep and not go to a hotel or nothing like that. You go campsites. You don't have to worry about anything but the bathrooms, technically, you know. But that's a lot of room to store in your luggage. You can sit up in front seat or on top. And you got your bed and everything back there, so you're good to go. So we're going to walk around the car here some more. And speaking of luggages up here, this is where you store luggage too sometimes, right? Is that an easable, adjustable thing?
Yes, so you can adjust that adjustable slide bar piece, and then those mounts on those both sides of the car are Rhino rack bars. Bar mounts, of course. I went to Sacramento, California to get those. So you could put those straight across with the bars in the rack. Quick and easy set on.
So you got it to where you can just pop these off.
Yes, so those are little covers for the mounts. So those little divots on each mount of the sides. So there's two locks on the bar.
And they just fit in there just like to the edges like that, right?
Yes, so you pop them in, you put the locks in.
Squeeze them together like that?
Squeeze them together, and then they should pop into those little grooves inside the mounts, and that's how you're secured.
Okay, so you have one already that can fit on there too for yourself, right?
Yes, so I have a luggage rack already ready to go.
So that's easy. Just pop that up there and go have a nice trip, and gives you more room in your car.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to check out the back seat here. You got a couple of plaques you won, right, at the kind of show?
Yeah, so just some old placards I won over the last year.
That's pretty cool. So you fold it up like this?
Yeah, so this is how you fold it up and down the rear seat. There's a little lever button thing on the side I was at.
Wow, these seats look nice. You know, they feel really nice too. These look really nice for an old 90s model, and they're still in really good shape from all these years. What do you say, 32 years old?
It's a 32-year-old car, no rips or stains. It's been well taken care of.
Yeah, these are really good shape, and they feel really comfortable and old school style, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's like a lazy boy couch.
And then the headliner looks pretty good.
Yes, the headliner is also immaculate. Doesn't have any tears or stains or anything in there. And then that is the moonroof, little shade visor thing so you could pull over. Since the moonroof's already tinted, those extra shaders are for, extra shade if you needed. And they just slide over, and they sit on that little seat right over there. The left one's kind of stuck, so it's not too bad.
Okay, so that helps you keep out the sun from when you're laying there, just like looking. And then you also have it tinted, correct?
Yes. So everything was tinted before I got it. The tint is factory red. During a color outside light, you can see the little purplish tint within the window. So
I don't know if they can see it out here on the camera, but I can tell in person there's a little purplish tint to it, and it kind of matches the car inside and out. You'll have to come out and see this in person when you're at your car shows, but that looks pretty cool. Everything looks pretty nice in here. Everything's like pretty much immaculate shape, like you said, nothing, no tears, no nothing. You have plenty of room to sleep back here when you go on your trips to wherever you go. And just everything's just easier to fold up, put down. So like you said, this is a 3-row seating for everybody here, and you're going to show us here in a minute.
Yep. So the front driver row and then the passenger row face forward, and then the third row seat faces the opposite direction. So
right here in the back, they face out, cars out. These two right here, so you can have like mom and dad, big brother and big sister, and then the kids in the back or something like that, or grandma and grandpa back there, or whoever you don't like, you can just stick them in the very back here in the back. Going around to show you, they can sit back here comfortably and see all the cars going the opposite direction or coming at you pretty much, when they're looking in the back.
So yeah, when cruising, you can have that back glass open, and then the side vent windows for more airflow. Since there's not any air conditioning in the back, windows are necessary back there.
Do you have that open pretty much when you go cruising sometimes, or if you have somebody back there?
I try to get friends to go cruise, but I got to get more people
more friends
to hang out with.
He needs about 8 friends, people. 8 or 9, right? So,
yeah,
depending on the size, right? So you put up the middle seat here to show us you can have 3 people up here, possibly mother and father and a child, possibly up here.
Yeah, you could have 3 people in the front, potentially 3 in the back, and then possibly another 3.
So you're up to about 8, between 7 to 9 people, depending on the sizes,
Yes.
of everybody like that. This is a beautiful car, great shape, and it's pretty cool. Not a lot of people like this type of style, but there's a lot of people that do love this type of style. I actually seen this on Carney the other night with the fat tires in the back. Somebody driving off down the strip like that, the other night. And so there's following for these type of cars out there. And it's a beautiful car. It's really in good shape. I'm glad you're taking care of it and hope to keep it for a long, long time. And I'm glad you have safe trips, in this thing. And it saves you a lot of money on where you go, everything. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, some people call it the family truckster.
And then you know what to do with the engine, fix it whenever you need to. And then if you have to go to a bigger shop to really get it fixed, you do that. But you do a lot of your own work, which is really good too, because if you need to fix it on the road, you can. Let's tell me about some of these dash parts in here too. You got the whole benzels and stuff like that. You got buttons. That's pretty cool in here. The old school stuff.
Yeah, so most of the dash is original. The only thing aftermarket is the radio, but it is outdated, so that radio needs to be re-updated again. Steering column, you could shift from the steering column since it's not the floor shifter. The Impala SSs have the floor shifter on those cars, but any of the wagons and Caprices have the column shifter.
And how many miles was you just saying right there?
The mileage is 260,000 miles. I got it at 243,000, give or take. I try to maintenance it every 3,000 to 6,000 miles. Those buttons there control the back hatch window. You can release the lock, and then the top ones, you can wipe it, and then they have the little wash button there too to little spray the washer fluid down.
Oh, that's pretty cool to have that mechanical stuff in the back there. Was that a little radio over there? What is that in the middle of the kind of there?
So,
what? There's your glove compartment. Nice book.
Yeah, so that is the original factory buyer's warranty book, buyer's guide.
And it's really good shape too.
The door trim, it's a little work in progress. I have to find the parts, but it's slowly going to be put back together.
So you don't have those yet. You're going to go find them and stuff and put them back on, right?
Yeah, so since parts are hard to find for these cars, I have to go scour the internet several hours to a couple minutes maybe, depending on what it is.
Just to find the right part for this too. And everything's looking pretty clean on there, like everything. You're going to start it up for us, but we can't hear it, unfortunately, because our sound was gone, unfortunately. Just went to a beep. But it sounds really good, and you'll hear it as he drives away in the vehicle.
So that is a level 5 trailer hitch. It is there to tow up to the maximum towing capacity. It's towed an old 80s Suburban. It's carried some Corvairs back in the day. So it's a really good car.
There's a skull for your locks on there.
Yeah, little decker, little skull on the rear. Thanks for watching Desire and Drives. My name is Sterling. I'll catch you next time.
Let's go. Yeah. We built it. We grind it. That's right, man. We ride it. We cruise it. We built it. We grind it. That's right. Let's go. Ride it. Yeah. We cruise it. Yeah. We built it. We grind it.
How come this isn't going?
You got the lids on, Mom.
Oh.